Hello， 大家好，欢迎回到外媒看中国，我是安博然。One of China's longest national holidays since the country's COVID-0 policy ended just came to a close, with 274 million domestic trips made and Western media producing largely fair reports. But there's always one. We'll check out a report by this Australian reporter who called the May Day travel rush a draconian nightmare. This is Reports on China. I'm Andy Boreham in Shanghai. Let's get reporting. China's May Day holiday, otherwise known as Golden Week, just wrapped up. The 5-day break is one of the first major holidays here since the COVID-0 policy was removed, with hundreds of millions of trips made around the country and around the world. Now let's take a quick look at some statistics. According to Trip.com, ticket sales for domestic scenic spots skyrocketed by 900% from the previous May Day holiday and doubled compared with the same holiday in 2019. That is before the COVID-19 outbreak. International travel out of China also increased massively, with the number of outbound air tickets and hotel orders surging by nearly 900% and 450%, respectively. Western media was pretty fair in its reportage of the holiday, with Reuters noting that China's holiday tourism rebound to pre-COVID levels boosts outlook. They said, China's tourism rebounded to pre-COVID-19 levels in the May Day holiday as the number of domestic trips rose by more than 2/3 from a year earlier, government data showed on Wednesday. A welcome boost for the world's second biggest economy. They went on to quote some positive figures from China's Ministry of Culture and Tourism, saying, travel-hungry Chinese made 274 million domestic trips during the 5-day break that began on Saturday, a rise of 70.8% from a year earlier and 19% more than during 2019. CNN said, goodbye COVID, tourists mob China's most popular attractions during Labor Day. Now, while their language is still leaning towards the negative, they reported, from the Great Wall to Shanghai's waterfront Bund, China's most famous destinations are being mobbed during the Labor Day holiday by throngs of domestic tourists who are travelling again in huge numbers after the country ended 3 years of strict pandemic controls. Note the word mobbed there. China's famous destinations are being mobbed. Now, that word is usually only used in the negative sense, but this is nothing new from CNN. Here are just a few examples to prove my point. GOP senators pushed to raise prison time for SCOTUS protesters after groups mobbed Conservative justices' homes. 13-year-old boy mobbed, beaten, robbed of cell phone in downtown Kingston. Shah Rukh Khan gets mobbed by unruly fans at Srinagar airport as he returns from donkey shoot. Anyway, you get the idea. It's important to be aware of the use of words like that because for the average reader, it will subconsciously instill a negative feeling of China, and that's exactly what CNN want to do. Let's wait and see what their chief actress/propagandist, Selena Wang, did over the holiday. No doubt I'll be back to pick her report apart in a coming episode. But the most hilarious report so far has to go to this Aussie bloke, Tom Flanagan, who managed to slam 4 negative words into his headline, which might possibly be a Guinness World Record. Check this out. Chaos as millions suffer during Chinese national holiday. Dystopian nightmare. Wow, Tom. He said, hordes of tourists crammed together at famous landmarks is a telltale sign of a Chinese national holiday. And while the pandemic proved a devastating blow for China's domestic tourism, the chaos has emphatically returned. Now, I had to scroll quite a bit to find out his reasoning for his meme-worthy Draconian nightmare headline, and found it way down at paragraph number 10. A post by China Daily showing huge crowds at a train station prompted one user to brand the situation a dystopian nightmare. Well, there you have it, folks. One random internet user makes a random comment on a random news article, and that's enough for our boy Tommy to pull it to prominence in a headline. Shanghai Panda on Twitter made a fitting point. Streets in China are empty of people. Chinese are suffering locked up in dystopian nightmare. Streets in China are full of people, hordes of tourists crammed together. Chaos as millions suffer under dystopian nightmare. China exists, China bad. So true. Tom Flanagan from Yahoo News. I'm hereby awarding you 2 Guinness World Records. One for the highest percentage of negative words in a China report, and one for the associate news editor with the lowest number of Twitter followers. Ouch. By the way, what even is Yahoo News? It sounds like something from the 90s. Anyway, that's about all for today, you guys. But first, I'll share the results on a recent Reports on China poll on YouTube. I asked you guys, which government would you feel most comfortable relying on in an emergency? Out of 3.5 thousand votes, a whopping 97% of you chose China, with only 3% opting for the USA. Nice. As always, I would love to hear what you have to say. Please do let me know down below. Also, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.